My name is Paul Edmonds. I host Primetime Sports on CJOB 68, along with being the radio voice of the Winnipeg Goldeyes for the last 8 years. It is with great pleasure that I welcome all of you to the 16th Annual Coaching Excellence Awards and the 4th Annual Aboriginal Coaching Awards Banquet. We have quite an extensive and important program to present this morning, so we'll get started by asking the Honourable Eric Robinson, Minister responsible for sport, to come forward and say a few words to get started this morning.
Well, thank you very much, Paul. It's indeed a pleasure to be here, ladies and gentlemen. I want to, first of all, acknowledge the people that organize this. This is I believe, the third time that I've had the opportunity of being here. I recall last year that we were in this same room just prior to the Indigenous Games that were held here very successfully last summer. And I want to, at the same time, on behalf of the Government of Manitoba, express our sincere congratulations again to the people that run the program. And as the Minister responsible in the province of Manitoba, I'm pleased to help celebrate excellence in coaching in the province of Manitoba. Coaches are not only role models, teachers, cheerleaders, but they're also respected friends of ours, and I think that we should celebrate that genuine attribute that not many people possess. I also want to say that some may say that the greatest ability a coach can have is the ability to recognize talent in athletes, and I believe that to be very true. I think it's also important that an individual that decides to become a coach is an individual that's able to inspire people to be the best people that they can be, not only in the area of athletics, but in the area of everyday life. And to be this kind of coach, one needs to have a good blend of not only natural leadership abilities, but also superior knowledge of life generally. The coaches earn the respect and admiration of their peers and of their athletes. These coaches have helped their athletes learn self-respect and earn respect from their competitions as well. Today we honor coaches in the categories of recreational, grassroots, developmental, high performance, and the school system sport areas. I understand that we will also be mentioning the recipients of the 2002 Manitoba Aboriginal Coaching Awards. And at the same time, I understand that we're also honoring the theory course conductors of the 3M National Coaching Certification Program who have contributed enormously in competition coaching in the province of Manitoba. In conclusion, then, ladies and gentlemen, I want to congratulate not only the coaches, but indeed your families, the parents, and the athletes that are in this room. I believe that as a community, it is with the participation of all people that we're able to carry out the activities that we do. It's indeed a pleasure to be here on behalf of our government and to join with you one more time at your annual event. So again, thank you very much for your invitation.
Thank you, Minister Robinson. There are a couple other special guests that we would like to recognize in the crowd this morning. Minister of Aboriginal and Northern Affairs, Oscar Laughlin. If you could just stand up, please, Oscar. And I also understand that Chief Whitehead from the Opaskwayak Cree Nation is here as well, so if Chief Whitehead could stand up as well. Welcome to both of you this morning. Now I'd like to call up Ron Brown. He's the chair for Coaching Manitoba, and he's going to say a few words.
If you doubted the significance of this event, this piece of paper might represent it. and I'll explain why. A few weeks ago, Donna, our program coordinator, asked me to say a few words, and I went home and told my wife, Susan, who's my personal coach, you should know that. And she said, what will you say? And I said, well, I'm going to do what I always do. I'll just get up and wing it. And she said, no, this time you won't. So after speaking in public for over 20 years, she said, I think you better prepare something. So last night at 2 o'clock, she was going over my notes, 2 in the morning, I should say, and this is the final product, so here goes. Bear with me. I've never read from a script ever. I knew some of you get a laugh over that. On behalf of Coaching Manitoba, I'd like to welcome everyone to our annual Coaching Excellence Awards. We are pleased to have this opportunity to bring so many of you together today. We are here to recognize and celebrate the vital role you play in so many lives, from the 4-year-olds kicking a soccer ball for the first time to elite athletes preparing for the Olympics. We at Coaching Manitoba strongly believe that good coaches build better people. We would like to congratulate all the nominees and say thank you to all those who contribute to their success. I would also like to acknowledge the Board of Directors and staff of Coaching Manitoba in all their efforts toward building good coaches. And if you'll indulge me for a second, we do have some of our Board of Directors from Coaching Manitoba here, and if I could ask them to stand just so they can be recognized. So the Board of Directors, don't be bashful, just stand. I know some of you are here. And another indulgence, we have great staff. Alana, our general manager, Donna, our program coordinator, and Julie, who can't stay with us for this part, but they do a great job. And this event is really Donna's baby, and you can see she's done a very good job. So Donna and Alana and Julie in absentia. Donna? People often ask me what I do for a living. I don't keep regular hours. I travel a lot. When I'm at home, I'm at the computer or on the phone, and our house often resembles a sporting goods store. Sound familiar? I'm a coach. And what does it mean to be a coach? What if I put it down or described it as a job description? What skills does a coach need? A few I thought of were friend, mentor, motivator, technician, tactician, psychologist, nutritionist, teacher, trainer, administrator, driver, and equipment repair specialist. The inability to say no, independent wealth, and an understanding family are definite assets. A doctorate in time management is a requirement. But still, something's missing. Perhaps the most important perspective of what it means to be a coach should come from the athlete. Allow me to borrow from a popular TV ad. I think you'll get the idea. The hockey stick I scored my first goal with, $20. The baseball glove I caught my first line drive with, $40. The speed skates I won my first race with, $100. The first coach I had that made a difference, priceless. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ron. Now let's begin our formal presentation with regard to the awards, and to do so, I would ask you to draw your attention to the screen, and we have a short video. Ladies and gentlemen, the purpose of Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards is to recognize the outstanding achievements and significant contribution coaches have made to their sport and athletes over a number of years through coaching. Each recipient was selected for their outstanding achievement in the category for which they were nominated and for their unique contribution to the advancement and well-being of athletes and their sport. The award does not reflect the accomplishments and contributions of the coach in any one year, but rather the award is designed to recognize the contributions the coach has made to his/her sport and its athletes over a number of years. Before we begin, I would like to introduce our selection committee who have volunteered their time to select the recipients of this year's Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards. The selection committee is made up of representatives from a variety of sports organizations and the media. I would ask these individuals to stand up. Please remain standing, hold your applause, and then we will acknowledge them with our applause after they've all been read. First is the chair, Jill Newman. From Coaching Manitoba, Marion Alexander. Okay, from Canadian Professional Coaches Association, Barb Desjardins. From the Winnipeg Regional Sport Council, Glen Hankowich. From the National Coaching Institution, I know he's here, Bruce Perney. From the Manitoba Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association, Chris Carrew. From the City of Winnipeg Parks and Rec, Gary Swanson. From Manitoba High School Athletic Association, Fred Kolesnik. And also from the Manitoba High School Athletic Association, Ryan Zimmer. That's it. It's now time to announce the nominees and recipients of the Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards. At this time, I'd like to ask Alana Henriksen, General Manager of Coaching Manitoba, to come up and assist in the presentation of the awards. Each nominee has received a certificate of recognition and a Coaching Manitoba pin. Each award recipient will receive also a fleece pullover, a folding chair, and a commemorative picture plaque. What's that? Oh yeah, and also if Minister Eric Robinson would come up as well and assist in the presentation. The first award, which will be presented to the recipient in the school system category, is the Peter Dick Award. Peter Dick is an outstanding supporter and contributor to all sports at all levels. For 26 years, he has served as a sport as a coach, official, and volunteer, focusing the majority of his coaching within the Eastman region community of Steinbach. Peter spent 26 years coaching the Steinbach Sabres sports teams. In addition to coaching, Peter organized numerous zone championships and was highly involved with the development of the Manitoba High School Athletic Association. Off the playing field, Peter has spent countless hours in boardrooms and at meetings contributing to the development of sport in Manitoba. He's been recognized as the Manitoba Sports Federation Volunteer of the Year and a dedicated volunteer with the MHSAA. We are proud to recognize the accomplishments and characteristics of Peter Dick and those who exude similar qualities through the school system award category. I would ask Peter to come up and help with the presentation of this award. I would now like to introduce the nominees for the Peter Dick Award in the school system category. I'd ask that the nominees please stand if you are present when your name is announced, and for everyone to hold their applause until all nominees have been announced. The first is Alphonse Bernard from track and field. Next from volleyball, Luc Brameau. Also from volleyball, Daryl Ford. From track and field, Sheldon Reynolds. From basketball, Andy Ringish. From volleyball, Dave Sigvaldson. And from track and field, Al Worth. And we'd like to now present a video montage of the finalists.
According to Richard Turin, Luc Brameau is not just a good teacher or a great coach, but also an extraordinary friend. He has not only built better people, but also a better school and a better community. When Luc arrived at École Saint-Joachim in 1994, changes immediately began to take place. An intramurals program was initiated, practice schedules and tryouts were posted, and a sport leadership class was offered. Over the next few years, new sports programs were developed, a new gym was built, and championship banners started going up. When Luke started at École Saint-Joseph, his goal was to coach a team to the volleyball provincials. Luke's team has attended the Varsity Boys A provincials 4 times. Luke has the ability to transform an average athlete into a fundamental sound player in very little time. Luke appreciates that his athletes have a lot going on in their lives. Early in the volleyball season, Luke provides each athlete with a complete schedule of practices, games, and tournaments so that his athletes can balance their time between school, volleyball, and work. Luke demonstrates a quiet demand and has the ability to demonstrate patience and understanding of the game. He willingly accepts the rules of the game and the decisions of the officials. Luke has gained and earned the respect of all the coaches he plays against because of his calm, fair, honest, yet compassionate approach to motivate his athletes. The outstanding job Luc Bromall is doing at École Saint-Joseph is best summarized by Sheldon Bouchard, a coach from College Saint-Jean-Baptiste. The greatest compliment I could possibly give Luke is that I would love to have him coach my children. He works hard at being a good coach. Congratulations, Luke, on a job well done. Coaching Manitoba is pleased to name you as a finalist for a Coaching Manitoba Excellence Award in the school system category. Throughout his career, Daryl Ford has always worked to ensure that his athletes receive the best experience possible. He is continually learning and upgrading his skills by attending clinics and working with other coaches. In an effort to contribute to coach development, Daryl teaches both the Level 1 and 2 technical NCCP courses for volleyball and has also served as a Manitoba Volleyball Association technical member since 1994. In addition, Daryl developed the current system the Manitoba Volleyball Association employs for age-class volleyball competition in Manitoba. The competitive record of Daryl's teams has been impressive. The Glenboro Panthers boys volleyball team has been the reigning Zone 6 champion since 1988. They've been both Provincial A finalists and Provincial A champions 3 times. These winning teams produce some fantastic athletes, yielding many provincial and grad all-stars. In addition to developing his school team, Daryl has coached the team that represented Manitoba at the Western Elite Volleyball Championship, winning a silver medal in 1999 and a gold 2001. Daryl values the contribution every player makes to the team, regardless of his ability. He recognizes the importance of giving athletes an opportunity to play and will rarely cut players from his team. He knows the weaker players in grade 9 often develop into starting players in later years. In recognition of Daryl's efforts to create positive experiences for his athletes and educate coaches in Manitoba, we are pleased today to honor him as a finalist for a Coaching Manitoba Excellence Award in the school system category. Addie Ringash is arguably one of the most successful female coaches in Manitoba. In her 29-year coaching career at Westwood Collegiate, her varsity girls basketball team has won 10 conference championships, appeared in the final. In her 2 years as the University of Manitoba women's basketball coach, she led the Lady Bisons from being unranked to a 5th place finish at Nationals. She was recognized as the Great Plains Athletics Conference Coach of the Year in 1983 and was inducted into the Manitoba Basketball Hall of Fame as both a player and a coach in 1995. The influence Addie has had on her players has long outlasted their time on the court. Trisha Paseka remembers how, as a junior player, she was intimidated by Addie's competitiveness, her drive, and pure passion for the game. Addie not only taught her the game, but also helped her build confidence, competitiveness, and determination. Kathy Miller recalls how Addie looked out for her athletes. She guided us with a kind heart, but firm hand, like a parent guiding their child through life. She instilled in us a strong sense of discipline, integrity, and self-worth, virtues we still carry with us today. Addie's a tough coach, and her practices are physically demanding with little tolerance for fooling around. Her unique ability to couple her tough coaching style and with her gentle guiding ways enabled her to not only build a successful varsity girls basketball program, but also contribute to the lives of hundreds of young athletes. In recognition and celebration of her coaching accomplishments and undying dedication to athletic development, we are pleased to honor Addie Ringash as a finalist in the Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards School System category. For 22 years, Al Worth has been working to bring out the very best in his athletes, inspiring them to work up to their potential. In addition to holding 10 throw records at the provincial level, Al's athletes have also won over 50 titles and 100 medals at the Manitoba High School Athletics Association Provincial Track and Field Championships. Outside of his specific coaching duties, Al is always busy attaining more training himself or contributing to the development of other coaches by teaching courses. Al has conducted over 100 clinics, ranging from those held at rural schools throughout Manitoba to clinics held at National Legion Camp. Al is currently a certified Level 4 throws coach and has authored and revised several technical throws manuals for use in the National Coaching Certification Program. Al strives to be a role model. He treats athletes, coaches, and officials with dignity and respect. His athletes are encouraged to put their education first. If their schoolwork is not completed, they may be removed from the team or not allowed to compete until a balance has been struck between their studies and their sport. The success of Al's athletes and his training program are excellent indicators of his coaching ability. Al has been recognized as an outstanding coach both at the provincial level and national level. He was named the Manitoba Developmental Coach of the Year in 1991 and received the Governor General's Medal for Coaching Excellence in 1992. In 1994, Al was named the 3M Canada Coach of the Year. In continued recognition of Al's tireless commitment to coach and athletic development in Manitoba, we are pleased today to name him among the finalists in the Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards School System category.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Peter Dick Award for Coaching in the School System is Addie Ringash. Addie is currently in Reno, Nevada, attending a sport medicine conference and is unable to attend today, but accepting on her behalf is Joanne Weir, and I'd ask Joanne to come up and accept on her behalf and say a few words if she would like.
A group of us who played for Addie in the 70s, 80s, and 90s submitted this nomination, and we are thrilled that Addie has been chosen as the recipient of this year's Peter Dick Award. From the 90s, we had Trisha Paseka. From the 80s, Adrian Toogood. and from the 70s, Kathy Miller, and myself, Joanne Weir. Unfortunately, Addie was registered in the Reno conference well before we submitted the nomination and so was unable to be here this morning. She sends her sincere regrets and has asked me to accept on her behalf. And so on behalf of Addie, we would like to thank Coaching Manitoba for this recognition and honor today. I know that Addie will treasure this award and is humbled by the recognition of her peers and athletes. Thank you very much.
Our next award is the Recreational Grassroots Vince Lee Memorial Award. The award, which is presented to the recipient in the Recreational Grassroots category, is named the Vince Lee Award. Vince Lee thought the best of people, and he brought out the best in them as well. He was a legendary coach, and many of the youngsters he worked with went on to success in professional sports, but many others had successful careers beyond sport. He not only coached these young men, he inspired them and challenged them to live up to their potential. Many would tell him later that his influence had changed their lives. Vince Lee spent most of his newspaper career as a sports writer with the Winnipeg Tribune until 1980, when he became a regular contributor to the Winnipeg Free Press. Few people in this city have touched more lives or claimed more friends. For 60 years, he was Uncle Vince to succeeding generations of boyhood athletes. He launched hundreds of professional hockey careers and taught thousands more about the virtues of fair play and honest effort. I'd like to introduce the nominees for the Vince Lee Memorial Award in Recreational Grassroots category. Again, I'd ask them to stand, and then we'll hold our applause until they have all been acknowledged. From 10-pin bowling, Jackie Burgoyne. From rhythmic gymnastics, Dana McDermott. From hockey, Adriano Magnifico. From 5-pin bowling, Bert Main. From cross-country ski and biathlon, Rich Pettit. And from road running, Brian Walters. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2003 Vince Lee Memorial Award nominees. And again, I'd ask you to turn your attention to the video screen.
Rich Pettit is truly a treasure to his community. Despite having a resort business to run, he always stands by the commitments he makes. He holds grassroots training sessions each Tuesday night and leads developmental sessions on Saturday mornings. In addition, he dedicates 5 to 8 hours per week to planning and training with Megan Emery, who is also now competing at the national level in biathlon and is a member of the 2010 development team. Regardless of the level Rich is coaching, he always encourages honesty, fair play, and fun. The athletes from Rich's training group have experienced success. The Falcon Beach cross-country team won their zone championship in 2002, and 3 of the relay teams placed in the top 5 at the 2002 Manitoba Marathon. When the athletes moved to the snow, their success continued. Kaylee Christie, Jillian Emery, and Brooke Christie were all top finishers at both the provincial cross-country ski and the biathlon championships. Rich is concerned not only about the development of his athletes, but also the development of his fellow coaches and the parents of his athletes. Rich teaches technical level 1, 2, and 3 biathlon and cross-country ski courses and is always eager to share his knowledge with others. Rich has a wealth of technical knowledge about biathlon and cross-country skiing and is often called upon by officials as a technical resource. Rich has the ability to coach at all levels, and his manner with kids has them coming back year after year to participate. Rich leads by example. He is a champion of the healthy, active lifestyle and imparts this way of life on his athletes with enthusiasm. In recognition of 25 years of dedication to athlete and coaching development in Manitoba, we are pleased to name Rich Pettit as a finalist for the Vince Lee Memorial Award. Bert Main has been involved with the Youth Bowling Council for 35 years and has served as a program director at Gary Lanes for 25 years. In his role as a program director, he is responsible for organizing the bowling program for 75 bowlers and 12 coaches. In addition to organizing the general bowling program, Bert also contributes to the development of the Elite Bowling Camp, a week-long training session for bowlers who have qualified for the Nationals. Bert has tremendous knowledge of the sport and demonstrates excellent patience with his athletes. Bert also listens to the concerns of the parents and does his best to effectively deal with concerns as they arise. He works hard to accommodate everyone's needs. Bert is constantly monitoring each bowler's progress through observation and analysis, as well as discussions with the athlete's coach and parents. He believes in the team concept of coaching and does his best to keep all lines of communication open. Bert strives to help his athletes develop a love for sport and works with them to set priorities, helping them balance their sports, social, and educational needs. Bert's teams have been successful. For the past 8 years, they have consistently finished in the top 3 at provincials, and in 2000, Kelsey Rusk was a gold medalist at the YBC Nationals. On behalf of Coaching Manitoba and all the athletes Bert has touched over 35 years, we are pleased to honor the contribution Bert has made to the development of Manitoba's 5-pin bowling athletes. Congratulations on being selected as a finalist for Coaching Manitoba Excellence Award in the Recreational Grassroots category. Brian Walters is an example of a quiet leader who is committed to working with people. Brian has been a teacher since the early 70s, and he spends his days with inner city kids. He is not only a leader in his profession, assisting kids athletically, he is also a leader in his free time working with adult athletes. Brian possesses the unique ability to motivate and challenge his athletes at whatever level they are working. He recognizes the difference between his athletes and individualizes his programs to meet their needs. Brian's sense of humor, communication skills, and the genuine interest he takes in each of his athletes make him an excellent coach. When Brian is working with his adult running group, he ensures that he spends time with each runner at some point during the workout. He may warm up with some of the faster runners, run a portion of the main workout with others, and cool down with a different group. Regardless of the group he is working with, he continually reminds, cajoles, encourages, and motivates his athletes. Brian has the ability to help his athletes formulate goals. Athletes that have benefited from Brian's assistance with goal setting include Terry Delbigio, who was the first Manitoba woman to complete a full marathon, Michelle Barnett, who finished 4th in the 2002 half marathon, Glen Redpath, who completed 10 marathons in 10 provinces in 2002, and Sophia Monroe, who completed 3 ultramarathons between 2001 and 2003. Brian's welcoming manner and commitment to helping everyone succeed has won him the respect of both his peers and his athletes. Today, we are proud to acknowledge his contribution to recreational sport by recognizing Brian Walters as a finalist in the Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards Grassroots Recreational category.
Ladies and gentlemen, the recipient of the Vince Lee Memorial Award for coaching at the recreational grassroots level is Rich Pettit. Unfortunately for us, but fortunately for Rich, he is on a holiday in the Dominican Republic, basking in the sun, so we'd ask one of his athletes, Megan Emery, to come up and accept on his behalf. Megan.
Okay, my name is Megan Emery, and I'll be accepting the Coach of the Year award on Rich's behalf. Rich has coached me for about 8 years, and I'm now on a national biathlon team. I was introduced to biathlon by going to Rich's after-school biathlon program. There are about 20 to 30 young kids who've been involved in his after-school programs. Skiing is done in the Falcon Beach schoolyard or on the ski trails at the Falcon Ridge ski area. Shooting is done inside the gym with eco rifles or at the biathlon range at the ski hill. Rich's coaching doesn't end with biathlon though. Come spring, running club at the school has started, gearing kids for the Manitoba Marathon and zone cross-country meets. With only 70 kids in the Falcon Beach school, about 5 teams are entered in each event, always coming home with medals in almost every category. Whenever there are team sport practices at school, he will be there, competing against the athletes, always providing adequate competition. Basketball, volleyball, floor hockey, or soccer, you can count on Rich to be there. Seeing as this isn't quite enough, Rich keeps kids active in the off-season by hosting orienteering courses and mountain biking races at the Falcon Ridge ski area. And when winter rolls around, it's back on the skis, both cross-country and downhill. Rich can teach both. I would like to thank the people from the Falcon Snow Club who nominated Rich for this award. He's very deserving, and it's great to see him being recognized for all the work he does to keep kids in our community active and in sport. Thank you.
Thank you. Our next award is the developmental category, Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award. The award, which is presented to the recipient in the developmental athletic category, is named the Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award. The late Dr. Jack Hunt of Grant Park High School was truly an inspiration to those people around him. He was a permanent fixture in Grant Park High School, where he coached track and field, cross country, and basketball. Jack Hunt was a lot of things to a lot of people, but to those that knew him, he was a very good friend. To the coaches assembled here today, may the spirit and intent of Dr. Jack Hunt and the commitment to excellence inspire you to achieve success in all that you attempt today. I'd like to introduce the nominees for the Dr. Jack Hunt 2003 Memorial Award in the developmental category. And again, I'll ask them to stand up and we'll hold our applause until they are all acknowledged. From squash, Trevor Borland. From swimming, Norman Carrier. From table tennis, Gregory Chan. From track and field, Eduardo Conejo. From 10-pin bowling, Kerry Ducharme. From diving, Dallas Ludwig. From speed skating, John McLean. From bocce, Lori Price Moreau. From artistic gymnastics, Beto Rafalovich. From 5-pin bowling, Alvin Single. From rhythmic gymnastics, Marnie Sterner. From figure skating, Betty Ann Wilkinson. And from volleyball, Grant Wilson. Ladies and gentlemen, your 2003 Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award nominees. And we'll present the video.
Living by example is something that Trevor Borland comes by naturally. He amplifies fair play and conducts himself in the highest of standards and expects his athletes to do the same. The most important qualities Trevor brings to the young people he coaches is his sense of commitment, his integrity, and his honesty. He is a perfect role model in a competitive and demanding sport. Trevor treats every athlete with respect. He sees the good in every person and encourages his athletes to pursue those positive attributes in their sports, academic studies, and other interests. In addition to demonstrating respect and leading by example, Trevor has in-depth knowledge of squash. Since 1999, when Trevor assumed the position of junior provincial team coach, he has produced a number of nationally ranked juniors. Throughout the last 4 years, these players have consistently finished in the top 10 at the national level in both Canada and the United States. In February of this year, Trevor's athletes traveled to the Canada Winter Games, where Manitoba's men's and women's squash teams Both brought home bronze medals. In addition, two of Trevor's athletes, Andrew Bumford and David Glass, were recently selected to the 2003 junior national team. Elaine Glass, a parent of one of Trevor's athletes, notices that he is able to communicate with his athletes at their own level. When Trevor asks, they do. When Trevor shows, they follow. When they succeed, he is very proud. When they fall short of their goal, Trevor's there to support, encourage, and to analyze whatever shortcomings there might have been. Each and every one of his athletes respects and admires Trevor for what he has accomplished and what he has done for them. It is because of Trevor's commitment to sport and concern for the overall well-being of his athletes that we are pleased to name him as a finalist for the Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award. Carrie is certified as a Level 3 10-pin bowling coach and also serves as a Level 1 technical course conductor. In 1999, Carrie founded her own bowling team, Carrie Strike Force. The club has grown and now includes a number of provincial and national caliber athletes, many of whom qualified for the 2003 national team trials in Montreal and brought numerous medals home from the 2002 national championships. In addition to being an active coach, Carrie is also committed to helping other coaches become better. She is a founding member of the Manitoba 10-Pin Bowling Coaches Association and part of the coaching team that conducts bowling seminars for other 10-pin coaches in Manitoba. Carrie is also committed to the holistic development of her athletes. She is dedicated to the development of good athletes and good people. Carrie's training program involves setting goals, developing self-confidence, learning how to make a commitment, as well as developing skills related to the motivation and self-discipline. Both the athletes and their parents recognize the care and concern Carrie demonstrates. They view Carrie's coaching ability as a gift everyone can benefit from. Shannon Jackson, one of Carrie's athletes, also recognizes the supportive environment that Carrie creates, noting that Carrie is always there when you need her. She is our biggest cheerleader. In Shannon's opinion, there is no better feeling in the world than throwing an awesome shot and turning around to see her cheering you on. Carrie always lets her athletes know how proud she is of them. On behalf of Coaching Manitoba, we wish to congratulate Carrie on being selected as a finalist for the Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award. Marnie Sterner has made great strides in a relatively short period of time. Since 1997, she has coached numerous rhythmic gymnastics provincial groups and individual champions. She has served as the assistant coach with the 1999 Pan Am Games team that took home a bronze medal, and she recently led the Manitoba Junior Rhythmic Gymnastics group to a gold medal in an all-round competition and a bronze medal in the hoop competition at the 2003 Canada Winter Games. In addition to achieving success in Canada, Marnie has also worked with Cynthia and Diana Valdez, who finished 3rd and 5th respectively at the Mexican National Championships. Marnie's success has not gone unnoticed. In 1998 and 2002, Marnie was awarded the Rhythmic Gymnastics Manitoba National Stream Coach of the Year Award. In addition to attaining full coaching certification at Level 3, Marnie has sought out judging training and is qualified to judge rhythmic gymnastics at the national level. Marnie's ability to judge and coach at a variety of levels has enabled her to become a coach mentor in Manitoba. Marnie's relationship with other rhythmic gymnastic coaches has been incredibly supportive. Her opinions and guidance are frequently sought and happily provided to those who seek it. Marnie also demonstrates a keen sense of awareness for her athletes' well-being. She is able to gauge when enough is enough, and from time to time she will cancel practices for the sole reason of maintaining mental health and attaining overall recovery from training and competition. Marnie Sterner is an excellent example of the type of young individual who exemplifies coaching excellence, and we're proud to honor her as a finalist for the Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award.
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2003 recipient of the Dr. Jack Hunt Memorial Award for coaching at the developmental level is Carrie Ducharme.
I'd like to thank Sport Manitoba for this awesome dinner and presentation that they do. I was able to attend last year and was just overwhelmed by the achievement of all the coaches that are in this room, and to be up here and honored is just amazing for myself and 10-pin bowling. And our table back there is we've represented our sport very well today. Very proud of us. Thank you so much for your support. I'd like to congratulate the rest of you coaches on your achievements the past year, and wish you best on your future endeavors. I wouldn't be up here today if it wasn't for my support group back there, and my athletes and fellow coaches that are back there. So with no further ado, thank you so much to my parents and my husband and Shannon and Leo and Caesar. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Carrie. Our next award is in the category of high performance, and it's the Peter Williamson Memorial Award. Peter Williamson was the first president of the Coaches Association of Manitoba when it formed in the fall of 1985, and much of the direction and successes experienced by the Coaches Association of Manitoba was a direct result of his influence. Peter was also a member of Canada's 1967 Pan American Games cycling team, an alternate on the 68 Olympic cycling team, and a member of the 68 Olympic speed skating team. He served as a technical director and provincial coach at the Manitoba Cycling Association and the Manitoba Speed Skating Association from 1980 until '89. In July of '89, he joined the Canadian Amateur Speed Skating Association until his untimely death in July of '91. I'd like to now introduce the nominees for the Peter Williamson Award in the high performance category, and again I'll ask our nominees to stand and we'll acknowledge them with an applause after each one of them has been recognized. From boxing, Reg Bruno. From artistic gymnastics, Marie-Hélène Desmarais. From diving, Jim Lambie. From karate, Jerry Marr. From curling, Edward McEwen. From volleyball, Larry McKay. From track and field, Wayne McMahon. And from 5-pin bowling, Glen Sproul, your nominees for the Peter Williamson Memorial Award. Once again to our video screen.
Jim's love and knowledge of the sport of diving brought him out of retirement in 1998. Since that time, diving in Manitoba has once again flourished. Membership has more than tripled, and once again Manitoba is a threat on the national diving scene. Since Jim's return to Manitoba in 1998, Manitoba has improved their standings in national age groups from not placing in the team standings to placing 6th overall at the 2000 National Age Group meet. In addition, at least 4 divers have attended senior nationals each year since 1998, and 50% of those divers have made finals. The athletes under Jim's leadership have won over 70 national titles, as well as gold medals at the Commonwealth Games, Pan Am Juniors, and World Championships. and 2002, Ashley Martin and Kevin Gayson both achieved third place finishes in the 1 meter springboard and 10 meter tower events respectively at age group nationals. Jim has attained level 4 certification in diving and is also a technical diving course conductor and a master coach with the National Coaching Institute. He has been recognized as a finalist in both the Manitoba Sports Writer Coach of the Year in the High Performance Professional category and the Coaching Manitoba Excellence Awards in the High Performance category. Jim's concern for the whole athlete is what makes him a great coach. The well-being of each individual athlete is always at the forefront of his program planning. Jim's most rewarding moments have come when an athlete informs him that he was a major factor in shaping their lives. His athletes are grateful to him for all of his drive and dedication. In recognition of Jim's outstanding contribution to athletes and coaches in Manitoba, we are pleased to name him as a finalist for the Peter Williamson Memorial Award. Larry McKay completely reflects the Coaching Association of Canada's Coaching Code of Ethics. He promotes volleyball through clinics he runs, he is always willing to help other coaches, he carries himself in a calm manner, and he demonstrates care and concern for his athletes both on and off the court. Larry's players must attend class regularly and stay academically eligible to play. He reminds his players that there is life after volleyball and that they must prepare for it. Larry demands a code of behavior on the team that reflects his high standards. This high standard enables the team to represent the University of Winnipeg very well on and off the court. The University of Winnipeg Westmen have been at the National University Championships 3 times in the last 5 years, bringing home a bronze medal in 2000 and gold in 2002. In addition to winning medals, these teams have produced numerous All-Canadians. Outside of the university competition, Larry's expertise has been put to use on the coaching staff on both the men's national senior and junior volleyball teams. In 2002, he was the head coach of the national junior team that won a gold medal at the World Championship Qualifier Tournament. Throughout his 21-year coaching career, Larry has been recognized for his commitment to sport and coaching. Since 1992, he has been named the Great Plains Athletics Conference Coach of the Year 5 times. In 2002, Larry was named the Canadian Inter-University Sport Coach of the Year, the Canada West Coach of the Year, and the Manitoba Volleyball Association Elite Development Coach of the Year. In honor of Larry's dedication to his athletes and their development, Coaching Manitoba is proud to name Larry McKay as a finalist for a Coaching Manitoba Excellence Award in the High Performance category. Helen has been the head coach at Panthers Gymnastics since 1991. She is certified at level 4 in gymnastics and serves as a level 1 and 2 course conductor for women's artistic gymnastics. In the past 10 years, Helen has produced 7 high-performance athletes, 3 national team members, and over 30 national stream gymnasts, as well as many international, national, Western Canadian, and Canadian champions. Helen was named the National Stream Coach of the Year in 1998, the Manitoba Gymnastics Association Special Achievement Awards Coach of the Year in 1999, and received the Outstanding International Coaches Award from Gymnastics Canada in 2001. Helen views gymnastics as a fantastic sport that teaches perseverance, work ethic, emotional control, and develops self-discipline, self-confidence, positive self-image, self-respect, and respect for others. In her opinion, gymnastics is also a way of living, a tool to get people to work towards being the best they can be, and an excellent way to prepare for life. Helen respects all of her athletes by supporting them through their training and competitions. For Helen, the process is the most important thing. The athletic development of Helen's athletes does not end when their gymnastics careers are over. After her athletes leave the sport of gymnastics, Helen motivates them to keep an active role in sport by becoming coaches or judges. She also directs her athletes towards other sports such as diving, fencing, dancing, and track and field. Her personal life is like her professional life. She is a role model for any young woman to aspire to. As a coach, Marie-Hélène Desmarais motivates, listens, counsels, cheers, directs, and supports. We are proud today to recognize her as a finalist for the Peter Williamson Memorial Award.
Folks, the 2003 recipient of the Peter Williamson Memorial Award for coaching at the high performance level is Marie-Hélène Desmarais.
Thank you, everybody, for being here. It's a little bit difficult for me to be here, and I was gonna say why do I have to win that award? Because I'll have to go upstairs and then maybe say some words. But I'm quite nervous. Usually, I ask my athlete to go up there on the podium, So I'm used to stay behind and congratulate everybody. So. It's a bit special today, but it's with great honor that I accept that award because when I came to Manitoba, it was a lot of challenge to come in this province, not knowing a language, and I'm very, very proud today to win that award. And I would like to say that, it's very difficult for me. I would like to thank my husband. I would like to thank Kathy Stoves. I would like to thank my gymnastic club that helped me to success in the sport. I would like to take this opportunity to thank Pat Middleton that gave me and my husband the chance to coach here in the province. And also I would like to thank especially my husband. When I started to teach and I went to university, I said I would like to be a coach, but I don't think it's possible to be a coach. I think we need to be phys ed teacher because coaching is not a real job. And he said, no, Alan, you could be having a real job while coaching, and he's the one who gave me the hope of coaching. Thank you.
Moving on in the program, our next award is the Manitoba Aboriginal Coaching Awards, and Coaching Manitoba is once again proud to welcome the Manitoba Aboriginal Coach, our Sport and Recreation Council, to present the Regional Award for the Manitoba Aboriginal Coaching Awards. The purpose of these awards is to recognize the outstanding work of certified Aboriginal coaches in Manitoba. The successful candidates are chosen for his or her commitment to sport and its athletes, personal achievements, and positive image, concern for holistic developments in athletes, and the improvements of their team's performance. Coaches are selected for their achievements within the 2002 calendar year. Not only are the regional recipients to be recognized in Manitoba, their names are automatically advanced as a nominee for the National Aboriginal Coaching Awards presented to the most outstanding male and female Aboriginal coaches in Canada. At this time, I'd like to ask Ron Chartrand, co-chairs Manitoba Aboriginal Sport and Recreational Council, to come up and make an address, and also I'll ask Ron to stay up and help with the presentations of the awards.
Thank you. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor for me to be up here on behalf of the Manitoba Aboriginal Sport and Recreation Council. Before I start, I'd like to introduce my co-chair with me here from the Manitoba Aboriginal Sport Council, Keith Dick from the Opaskwayak Cree Nation. Keith. And again, I was thinking when I was sitting out there just a while back, I was saying, man, I need that script that Ron Brown had because I'm winging it here. Perhaps I'll stay up till 2 a.m. too some nights and write a script. Again, I think this is our fourth time that the MESRC has been involved here. I'd like to thank Sport Manitoba, Coaching Manitoba, and all these coaches that are out here. I know what it takes to be a dedicated coach, to be a teacher, and particularly a friend. We do have a lot of coaches that I've seen, especially with the 2002 NA games right here last summer. We had tremendous amount of coaching ability that I've seen personally, and it was really tough, like it is in any person has to choose a winner from here. My God, it has to be quite a chore. I wouldn't want to try to pick all these winners here today. But on behalf of the MESRC, I'd like to welcome the two male and female recipients of the Aboriginal Coaching Awards. And also one of them, Roddy Batson, which you're going to see here shortly, has won the National Aboriginal Coaching Awards. Thank you.
Thanks, Ron. The recipient of the Female Manitoba Aboriginal Coaching Award is Maria Moore, and we have a video presentation.
Roddy has been teaching the sport of boxing to young people for a number of years. He owns and operates the Brandon Boxing and Fitness Club. In 2002, he took a team of athletes from the Brandon area to the North American Indigenous Games, where his group won a number of medals, including Catherine Mekas, who was a gold medalist. Roddy has the ability to inspire young Aboriginal athletes to excel in areas they are interested in. He's able to motivate his athletes to reach within themselves and discover skills they didn't know they had. He is passionate about coaching young people to become successful and has demonstrated commitment to the physical and emotional development of both his athletes and others. According to Chris Brown, one of the nominators, in Roddy's eyes, you are winning if you're doing your best and living a good life. In addition to developing young people through sport, Roddy has made an effort to improve community life in Brandon and is involved with various boards and volunteer organizations. He is employed as a psychiatric nurse and is a devoted husband and father of 3. Recently, he was given national recognition after being named Canadian Aboriginal Coach of the Year. Roddy is a role model to all Aboriginal people. He boxes professionally and drives home the fact that physical fitness and excellence promotes spiritual and mental wellness. He practices what he preaches. On behalf of the Manitoba Aboriginal Sport and Recreation Council, congratulations on being named as an Aboriginal Coaching Award recipient at both the provincial and national level. Mariah is a member of Opaskwayak Cree Nation and an employee of the Swampy Cree Tribal Council. Mariah began canoeing in her early 20s. Her love of sport has inspired her to pass on her knowledge and skills to others in the community. She provides training to interested athletes at her own costs, developing training programs, canoe courses, and competitions. A race she has organized in the Paw is now the main event during Opaskwayak Indian Days. Mariah travels with her athletes when they compete, and she has been to every North American Indigenous Games since their inception in 1990. Her athletes have performed well at every Indigenous Games, bringing home many medals. When coaching in competitions, Mariah always has extra gear and is willing to lend paddles, life jackets, and water bottles to her athletes and other teams as well. When she is not coaching, Mariah volunteers her time to organizing sport events. She took a lead role in organizing the qualifying events for the North American Indigenous Games in 2002 and was the sport director for Team Manitoba during the Indigenous Games in Winnipeg last summer. In addition, she coordinates the canoe events every year at Opaskwayak Indian Days. Mariah is a mentor to everyone whose life she touches, making a vital and invaluable contribution to the community. She is intelligent, dedicated, caring, and witty, and we're proud to honor her contribution to both her community and sport development with the presentation of a Manitoba Aboriginal Coaching Award.
I would ask Mariah Moore to come up first and say a few words. Mariah?
Good morning, everyone. I'd like to first say a special thank you to the young lady who nominated me, and that's Stephanie Cook from OCN. She is one of the second set of athletes that I've had an opportunity to train. Secondly, I also like to acknowledge the other OCN athletes. One is here with us, and that's Trish Sinclair. It is the OCN athletes who made a tremendous contribution towards paving the coaching roadway for me. Without their input and interest, I would not be here today receiving this award. But most importantly, I'd like to thank my partner in life, Dan Moore, and my three sons. One is here with me today, Marty, and other close family members, Ida Moore, Oscar Latlin and his wife Leona. I also acknowledge Chief Whitehead. It is that kind of encouragement and support that keeps me going in my coaching. Canoeing is a sport that was introduced to me 20 years ago. And like young athletes, I was afraid of the sports because I didn't know the techniques that go with it, but I gained that experience by watching and asking and putting to practice. And like our daily lives, our jobs and our families, there has to be commitment to the sport. I've been employed for 35 years, but I always make sure I set aside 2 hours a day of my life towards the sports that I love, and one of them is canoeing and the other one is curling. In our first participation in the Northern Indigenous Games in Edmonton in 1990, there was a flood that year, and the currents were swift and strong. And I felt sorry for the young kids because they were paddling and they were at the same spot. But they came back with the medals, and today we're very active in the games, and we do come back with more medals each and every year. And these athletes put our community on the map. When I wanted to promote the sport in our community, we did it through proposals, and our community was very supportive. They purchased the canoes for the kids, the paddles, life jackets, and we took these kids to a small lake we call Pike Lake and in our community. And the reason why we take them there is it's a very shallow lake. If you stand up, if you tip, you can stand up. The only problem is there's a lot of bloodsuckers, so nobody wants to tip. As we mastered the sport, we moved into the Saskatchewan River, and we're ready for competition. And again, this year we have support from our community. We're buying Voyager canoes, and we're going to be taking 12 women from Saskatchewan to Manitoba, and we're going to be promoting healthy lifestyles and do it for diabetes and breast cancer. The sport of canoeing also includes safety, proper handling of the canoe, the paddle, proper clothing. And when we first started, we started off with 13 girls and 1 boy. Now, imagine 13 girls showing up. They were all wearing makeup, designer clothes. But they quickly learned we're not in a beauty contest when we're canoeing. You know, you come there to learn the sport and to promote the sport. So we always tell the kids you can be beautiful after the races. And it is also important to include some fun in the sport. After a good practice, we have short races. The kids pick their own partners. We have mixed races, and they have fun. But I think the most fun they have is trying to beat the coach. So. But to me, it is more than sport of canoeing. There was also a building, a foundation and attitudes and lifestyles for these young athletes, instilling patience, discipline, cooperation, communication, courage, stamina, commitment, respect for themselves and respect for others, and good sportsmanship. These young athletes got to meet other young people from different countries, different communities, and they've learned that there is another world outside of OCN. They learn responsibilities. They have learned how to handle disappointments when they did not win, but as long as they did their best. We emphasize that in order to be a good athlete, there must be practicing healthy lifestyles, smoking, no alcohol, exercising, healthy nutrition. As well as these young athletes asked a lot of questions about the facts of life. So I guess in some point we were also counselors and therapists. And when I look back at the first set of athletes, I'm proud to say that they have made good choices with their lives. They pursued their education and they are living healthy lifestyles today. And when I look at the second set of athletes, I see the same trend. So to me, sports plays an important role in the development of our youth. Thank you to the Coaching Manitoba and to the Manitoba Aboriginal Sport Recreation Council for their continued effort to promote sports in our people in Manitoba nationally. And I wish you every success in your future initiatives that you take on. And I also like to congratulate the other athletes who have been selected and encourage each one of you to continue coaching the youth and help create better communities. Eguse, thank you.
Thank you, Mariah. Next, I'd like to call up Roddy Batson.
Well, I'd like to thank everybody for being here today. It's kind of been a whirlwind month for me. 3 weeks ago, I was in Toronto talking to Donovan Bailey, Jose Chenard, and Ron McLean. So it was kind of exciting. When I won that award, I had to check my email the next morning because I thought I was dreaming that I won the national award. Same when I won this award, I opened the letter and I kind of set my mind already. You know, I said, well, it's a rejection letter. You know, I didn't get anything. So I was quite thrilled when I finally got it. I'm listening to all the people talk this morning, and even when I spoke the national thing, I mentioned what an honor it was to be there, because sports is a real. It's a real important way of living, and that's how I try to live my life. I couldn't be here as a coach. We talk about us as teaching people, but mostly it's the people that teach us. I learned from the people that I coach and my friends and my family. The most important people I have in my life are my kids and my mother and my wife, of course. Without them, my mother and my wife, I wouldn't be allowed to box. And they hit harder than I do. It's also especially an honor for me to be nominated as an Aboriginal award winner. What I teach in my boxing and in my life, I work as a therapist also. I try to teach people that you need to be strong and live a healthy life. There's a lot of struggles that Aboriginal people and other people have to put up with. So we have to put up a little bit more, fight a little bit more. My son there, he told me to mention that he won a gold medal tonight games too. So why didn't he put me in there? I especially do this for my family because we as Aboriginal people need role models. We need people that we can look up to. So it's really important to me for my family and my kids and the people I work with. And what else should I say here? I'm a little nervous, but you know, I can't tell you what sports has done for me. It's all my life. Boxing's been natural for me. It feels like I'm not Rocky, but you know, I've watched Rocky like 13 or 14 times every movie. 'Cause, you know, I always relate to the underdog. You know, even my son, like I said, he's a goalie. He's a AAA goalie, and he went for a tryout, and they told him he was too small. It's always a little bit of a fight, but you know what? We keep working at it and we stay strong. Thank you.
Thanks, Roddy. Just before we get to our next presentation, I would just like to remind everybody that we're going to have 3 door prize giveaways at the end of our formal presentation today. And also for all of our award winners, if you could just stay after the presentation is done, because Ed Mathis is going to take your picture as well. I think one big group shot, maybe? Okay. We'd like to conclude this morning's program with presentations to those who spend their time educating and developing Manitoba's coaches. Coaching Manitoba is pleased to recognize our 3M National Coaching Certificate Program course conductors who deliver the theory component throughout the province and have reached milestone years within the program. I'd like to ask Donna Kay, Coaching Manitoba's program coordinator, to assist me in the presentation of these awards. At this time, I'd like to recognize 2 course conductors who were both unable to be here today, celebrating 5 years as theory course conductor. Kelly Parsons and Chris Lewis each will receive a personalized portfolio. Next, I would like to call Dave Brown, who is celebrating 10 years as a theory course conductor. And Dave, up to the front, please, and Donna will present an engraved letter opener and keychain to Dave. And also to Guy McKim and Tom Guthrie. They're also celebrating 10 years, but both are out of town this weekend. And finally, I would like to recognize Bob Stanners, who is celebrating 20 years as a theory course conductor, and ask Luke Brameau to accept an engraved clock on his behalf. Well, at this time, I'd like to thank all of the nominees, certainly the winners, VIPs today, and all of you for coming out. Also, thanks to Alana Henriksen and her staff, Julie Prokopchuk, Bratton, and in particular Donna Kay for their work in putting this awards event together. Also thanks to Impact Productions. A special thanks to Charlie. He's the master video editor. He put all of that together and edited all the video montages, as well as work behind the scenes here this morning, ensuring all the video ran smoothly. And again, I would ask all the recipients of the awards to come forward, and Ed Mathis, who we should thank as well for taking all of the photos today, to come forward, and we'll take one big group shot. And we also have some door prizes to pass along here. So if you could just hold your seats for a couple more minutes. Okay, we're going to give away a hat and a t-shirt. Just the hat? Okay. It's number 169. For the t-shirt, number 1. For the coffee traveling mug, number 54.
Just to let you know, all the Coaching Manitoba merchandise, you saw the display outside. It's all available for purchase, very low prices. So please come and see me just outside if you'd care to purchase anything. We have lots of sizes here and back in the office.
Again, congratulations to all of our winners. Thanks very much for coming out, and perhaps we'll see you next year. My name is Paul Edmonds. Have a great day.